Welcome back to another episode of Brit and Nick Do the News. We're going to fire through all of our news stories as a quick fire round so we can jump to our fall think fast question round with Brit's fun fall facts. And then guess what? We are recording on Brittany's actual birthday, October 2nd. So at the end of the show, we're going to do a get to know you with Brittany. So stay tuned for that. To start her off, we got to talk about Jane Goodall. Unfortunately, she passed away the first day of October at the ripe old age of 91. She was a world-renowned primatologist and conservationist that pioneered the way for the study of primates. She began her journey in 1960 at Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania, and she didn't even have a college degree. Now, she's not to be confused with Dian Fossey, who studied gorillas, but both women did a lot in that area. I hope these two women didn't inspire that one woman, Tanya Haddix, who starred in Chimp Crazy, that HBO docuseries where she held the actor monkey Tonka hostage in her house while Alan Cummings and PETA were on the hunt to find her to save his life. But yeah, I think she inspired a lot in the field in general.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's wild stuff. Chimp Crazy. I don't know. I guess Monkey Business was already taken because I feel like Chimp Crazy is a mediocre title. Maybe even Passionate for Primates, but Chimp Crazy, or maybe they just had to go with that because she was actually nuts. Well, since we're keeping the topic on animals, y'all, you guys know that alligators are common in Florida and kind of other southern states. Well, how about Michigan? Not really, right? According to reports, an alligator was spotted off the coast of Belle Island in a spot called Blue Heron Lagoon. A paddleboarder named Lynn Basie first saw what she thought was like a statue or something, but it actually turned out to be a real live reptile. Initially, her claims were rejected and mocked, but she eventually got vindicated as another person said they had to swerve on the road to avoid colliding with the little guy. Two men recently caught the gator and determined that she, yes, she, was a juvenile with yellow stripes on her tail. So her original habitat is originally actually located in the southern states. We're not surprised. It is believed that she was a pet that was released, but not in her traditional ecosystem. And also, why would you release a pet like that? Or any pet, honestly, that's psychotic behavior.
Well, they flushed them down the toilets. Like they thought that if they got too big that they couldn't take care of them anymore and they disposed. I think they found a lot in the New York sewer systems.
No, you're right, girl. They did. Same in Chicago. And especially because it's all heated down there. It's sick and weird to get rid of any pet without doing so properly. But an alligator, that just seems like additionally risky. Luckily, these fellas caught her kindly with a little net instead of like hooks or any other type of scary stuff. And they turned her over to the local reptile education center. The men walked the lagoon for 6 hours, and apparently one caught a flat tire on the way that they were initially going. But they eventually caught this scaly diva and made sure she was safe and sound. Yo, really? Talk about a fish out of water, or an alligator out of water, I suppose.
Warning to all. You know that purple toothpaste that has been trending on your Instagram and TikTok reels? Well, now they're saying that it's extremely abrasive and could wear your teeth down to nubs within 6 months with extreme use. For one, it's deceiving because the purple tint turns your teeth white, but it's only temporary, so people continue to use them to get the effect. But continue use, no good. And dentists are saying it can cause cavities, pulpitis, or even septis. I don't know what pulpitis is, but septis is poisoning of the blood. So be careful, everybody. And I'd say discontinue use.
Yo, that is crazy. I would much rather have teeth than bright, white, shiny sparklers because, I'm trying to chew my food. I guess Ensure is as good as it can get when it comes to liquid diets, but no, please no. Wow, I want to chew all my stuff. But, speaking of teeth, grills, they're still popular, and so are veneers. But what about strong teeth? Not necessarily white, but just strong. Yeah, that's always a good thing, right? How about a set of chompers so strong that they could tow a boat? That is the goal reached by an Egyptian wrestler by the name of Asraf Mosro. He is 44 years of age. He believes to have set the record by pulling a 700-ton ship with his teeth and his teeth alone. Nicknamed Kabonga, aka Strongman, he pulled the vessel across the Red Sea resort, and after that, he pulled two ships weighing about 1,150 tons together. This guy will be sending in videos and pics, of course, to the Guinness Book of World Records, who else, to see if he got the official title on lock. Well, let's hope that the heavens are smiling down on him from above.
Jumping to some social platform news, TikTok. This past winter, we were worried that there'd be no more TikTok, but don't you worry no more. Trump signed an executive order approving TikTok for the U.S. use. It's going to be a $14 billion deal. And under the terms, security will be protected where American data would not be linked to China. And I think that was the main goal all along. Moving over to Snapchat. They will start charging for storing your old videos and photos. If you have more than 5 gigabytes worth of memory stored, they will definitely have you pay the piper. How much? They don't even know, and they have not told any news outlet because I guess they can't figure out what price tag to put on it. So stay tuned for that. Jumping over to Meta, they will be launching a new social platform called Vibes, which will be a social media feed dedicated to AI-generated content only. Users can create clips, remix ones available, and repost. The response from users so far? Gang, nobody wants this.
Denim, denim, denim. Denim, denim signs. That's right. Have you guys heard that jeans have more than one use other than just covering that delightful little booty of yours? It is now being discovered that jeans can be a great use as insulation for buildings. That's right. And it has been recently used in some of the buildings in the U.S. The California Academy of Sciences, long held for its standard of sustainability, used nearly 70% of its insulation needs through denim alone. Jeans have a lower density, so it reduces thermal conductivity, meaning the cold air has a harder time getting in and the warm air has less of a chance of getting out. Plus, jeans are cozy and comfortable, unlike the forbidden cotton candy of fiberglass batting. Truthfully, you can't just take your pants off and stuff them in a wall, though that would be fun. And if you want to take your pants off, who am I to judge? The jeans have to go through a process to achieve their ability to serve as insulation. Another cool fact is that most American Eagle stores will give you a $10 store credit, not to be used on sale or discounted items, naturally, if you bring in a pair of denim jeans to donate to their insulation foundation. And y'all, listen, it doesn't even have to be AE jeans. You can pull any brand of jeans as long as it's true to fashion denim. So that's pretty nifty and honestly rather thrifty. Though still consider donating your denim to the traditional spots such as homeless shelters, clothing drives, and halfway houses, or just to your local community care projects, whatever you fancy.
To keep the topic on clothes, did you know that high heels were worn by men starting in the 10th century? Persian soldiers would wear heels to help keep their feet in the horse stirrups while riding, and later it was used to mark the wealth of the European aristocracy. King Louis XVI loved the heel, dedicating red pumps exclusively to the king's court, and repping the higher the heel, the greater the status. In the 18th century, there was a shift to only women wearing high heels because men had to go after practicality.
Honestly, kind of like the idea of higher the hair, the closer to God. So the higher the heel, the closer to God. Also, I had heard that butchers used them in some of the earlier centuries as well because they didn't want to get blood on their trousers. So they kind of were hiked up a bit taller. So that way they wouldn't be tracking blood on their hems. So, hey, whatever's clever, however it gets done, I'm glad it does. In stateside news, we have Vermont, the great state of Vermont. That's right. Vert for green, Mont for mountain, both from France. the French language, rather. My husband is originally from Vermont, so I love it. And you know what I love is Jay Peak. It's a popular visitation spot, very popular with the locals as well as out of towners. It's beautiful, especially this time of year when the foliage is coming out to play. And you know what else is coming out to play? Some goats. Yes, they've been hired as the landscaping team, you guys. They are chomping down on the grass and the little weeds and everything else. And honestly, it's getting two birds stoned at once. You're getting the animals fed, and then at the same time, you're getting your grass and everything trimmed. It's perfect. You can't beat it.
Yes, Vermont is very popular for skiing as well. So for anyone out there ready to hit the trails this coming season, Jay's Pink and Killington are some good spots to go visit. In other stateside news, in my local state of Maryland, effective today, you could face up to 2 months jail time for speeding 30 over the limit. You could also be fined penalties of $1,000 and also 6 points on your license, which was already a thing. I know from experience. One time driving back from DC, I did have 2 beverages, but it had been 4 hours time since, and I was pulled over by the police. They did not use a speed radar. They were just tracking me from behind. And since he couldn't get me with the DUI, he got me with that 30-mile-per-hour reckless driving charge, which honestly, I think I should have gone to court because after the DUI checkpoint test I did, he grabbed my hand and told me that I needed to either remove my nail polish or put some more on. Kind of creepy.
Wow. No, definitely creepy. Please don't touch me unless it is for official purposes. And even then, why you need to grab my hand if I'm not under arrest or being, secured. And also, don't you worry about my manicures. Okay. The status of my freaking fingernails. That should be for me, my local nail shop, and my mom, perhaps when I was 14 to worry about. Not you, sir. Get off of it. Honestly, though, some of these professional guys, they ain't too professional. Once I had a surgery done, an appendectomy, actually, and the guy, literally, my mom was in the room, he was leaving, and he says, well, I know you ain't going to eat those pills. You're just going to probably sell them and try to get money for stuff you like better, which I believe is marijuana. I'm assuming he got that information because he probably tested my urine and saw that I maybe had THC in there once upon a time, and obviously didn't have anything else because I didn't do anything else. But I can't believe he said that, Junt. And I can't believe he was right. No, I'm just kidding. He was wrong, but you know what he was really wrong for? He wasn't pointing out my manicure, at least this time. He pointed out my hair. Right before he closed the door, our final goodbye, he had told me, don't forget to wash your hair. It looks greasy. Excuse me? What is with these a-holes trying to comment on your generalized hygiene when you was just in the hospital or your manicure status when you were just pulled over? That has nothing to do with anything. Hand should be freaking on the wheel. That's all. Don't worry about how my nails look. Ghouls.
Yeah, these guys need to stay in their lane, and anyone in Maryland driving, keep it at the speed limit. Just recommending it because, going to driver's improvement was so annoying and did taint my insurance a little bit. So, warning to all. Well, now that we're in spooky season, I got to do a little movie breakdown, things to catch this month. The Conjuring Last Rite. I actually saw it last night in theaters, but it will be streaming October 7th for all. In this tale, they follow their daughter, Judy, who is now a young adult and in love with a man named Tony. And unfortunately, most of the movie, I was kind of yelling at Tony, pulling Nimrod moves because Judy needed your help. And of course, he helps at the end, so good thing for that. And he does love her, so I guess at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But anywho, the movie focuses around the story, The Conjuring Mirror, which kind of comes full circle from Judy's birth to what possibly could be her end. So everyone tune in for that. Other scary movies to see. Weapons is now streaming, which gained $260 million worldwide in the box office. That one looks like a super good movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer will be streaming on Netflix for free October 16th. So if you don't want to pay, you can wait. VHS Halloween will be streaming October 3rd, which now has 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is the 8th movie in the franchise, so they get a pat on the back for that one for sure. I just hope it lives up to its name. And then last mention is Scared Shitless, which is getting released the same day as VHS Halloween from independent distributor Blue Fox Entertainment. The story follows two plumbers who discover what looks like a miniature version of the worm that starred in Tremors. Apparently, it was shitted out by a man and grew in somebody's toilet and now is on the attack. It's currently got a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, so maybe it's worth a catch. And I mean, honestly, that's a high score for an indie flick, so maybe it is good.
Heck yeah, they all sound pretty good. I mean, every single one you mentioned, getting pretty high reviews, so I have to check them out, especially the spooky season upon us.
Oh, definitely. And some random entertainment news. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban are breaking up after 19 years of marriage, unfortunately. I know there's always speculation of why these things happen. And recently I heard from some Australian influencer named Alex Williamson that Keith used to be addicted to meth and that Nicole back in the day helped him get off of it, but possibly he may have returned to the drug. And I'm not saying it, I'm just reporting it. But what do you think, Britt?
Honestly, I don't know, but I really hope not, because methamphetamine's super scary and completely, mentally, physically, emotionally changes somebody. So also the picking. Oh man, I feel so bad for them. But no, I believe that it is because he doesn't recognize her face anymore. I think she's had so much work done. God bless her, but she has had so much dang work done that you can't even see the person you married at all. Like, obviously, we all change. We all get older. We morph a little bit, but she can't even show emotions. Like, her face is probably just the same look the entire time. Like, he's like, "Are you mad?" She's like, "I am mad." He, has to say it. He wouldn't be able to tell by her pitches and anything in her voice or her facial features.
Right. Yeah, we hope the best for both of them parting ways. I mean, this is Nicole's second marriage. She's with Tom Cruise for 10 years. So, I mean, she's had a rough go around and she deserves love. We all do. All right, now let's jump to the Fall Think Fast game as well as Brit's fun fall facts.
Woo-hoo! Yes, girl. Fall Think Fast. Now, I'm going to say some stuff and then you're going to say what comes to your head first.
Okay.
So, name 3 things that fall.
Like off of a tree fall or that represent fall?
Like actually fall down.
Oh, so an apple.
Yep.
I guess it gets a little dreary with the rain. It's still kind of hurricane season.
Yep.
And then the temperatures, they're falling.
Hey, you did good.
Do you have some?
Yes. I was going to say leaves falling.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say falling in love, like hopefully Nicole does eventually. Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman, we looking out for you, girl.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Oh, well, you too. Nicole is single, you guys. I want everyone to know that. Nicole is single and ready to mingle. So if you guys are interested, which obviously, how could you not be? She is gorgeous. She is intelligent. She is super funny. She's very creative and she's a good time. So hit her up. You know what to do. You can get on our socials, freaking pinned comments below. Hello.
Yeah.
Why not? My fault. Anyway, now after that shameless plug, let's get back to the game. Name 3 fall desserts.
Fall desserts. Ooh, apple pie.
Mm.
Spiced apple cake.
Yummy. Yes, 100%.
Caramel apples. I'm just going to say everything around apples because I do not know what represents fall when it comes to tasty treats.
No, those were good. Okay. All work. I was going to say probably pumpkin pie.
Mm-hmm.
Pecan pie, although that's probably year round, whatever's clever. And Sweet potato pie, almost like pumpkin's cousin. Because fall, Thanksgiving's in fall, so we can include them tasty treats as well. Screw
Yeah.
it.
All yours were focused around pie, so I think we know what your favorite dessert is.
It's true. I like pie better than cake.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. Now, how about this one? Name 3 fall activities.
Oh, fall activities. I mean, you got to go to the pumpkin patch, get on a hayride, go through a crazy maze made of corn, of course. So there's that one.
Honestly, it could be 2. A corn maze and a hayride are 2 technically different things, but you can ball it up into one. Whatever's clever.
Okay, there's just so many fall fests too. So if you don't want to go to a pumpkin patch, they are celebrating all over the place. Like last weekend, they had Heritage Fest, which I'm not quite sure. I think it's a fall related festival in Middletown. And then we got Color Fest in Catoctin. So if you need something to do, there are plenty of fests going down, especially Oktoberfest. I think that already happened. But again, festivals galore.
So I guess festivals, pumpkin patch, and did you have a third, or did you want to have the corn maze as its own?
Oh, I thought you were giving me that one. So yeah.
Oh, my fault.
I just took the free pass.
Free pass it is. No, I would agree. I like, of course, the corn maze as well, but that was taken. So I go with bobbing for apples.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a fun one. Pumpkin chunking, where you kind of catapult the pumpkins, or even pumpkin bowling, have them rolling, anything to do with pumpkins. I do love pumpkins, not just in pie form. And I would love to do another shameless plug and do a haunted house. My cousin owns the Nevermore Haunt in Baltimore, Maryland. You can go online and check out their dates, but I'm pretty sure it's every single weekend in October, as well as one weekend in November. So once again, shameless plug, but no shame on me. It's a great haunt. It's super cool. Lots of special effects, tons of options for food, drinks. They also have people lining the streets, just waiting, hanging out, but also entertainers. So if you're in the Baltimore area, surrounding area, Maryland, Virginia, DMV, hit up the Nevermore Haunt in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah. We did that last year, right, Brittany? It was so much fun. And I hate haunted houses. I just don't understand why I'm going to put myself in this situation to possibly shit myself because I'm so scared. But I got liquored up with you and your dad drove and we had a blast. I wasn't as scared as I thought I would be, but it was tastefully done. And I definitely recommend it, even though I do not like haunted houses.
See, there we go. There you have it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Moving on. Name 3 fall beverages.
Fall beverages. Apple cider. We got pumpkin spice lattes.
Yep.
And then we've got, I don't know, I wanted to say root beer, but I don't think that has anything to do with fall. So
I don't think it does either, but I feel like it fits. I feel like root beer, birch beer, that type of deal, it's kind of more of a heavier back to it, as opposed to like summer, you want more maybe like a Sprite or just a classic cola style. But I feel like, yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go with pumpkin beer because that has to make an appearance.
Yummy. Honestly, I feel like those are the main ones. Like I'm trying to think for myself and I'm like, maybe I should do alcohol leaning jobs because you kind of covered all the bases.
Mm-hmm.
So, dang, I don't even know. I would say, yeah, like a spiked cider would be super delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did say pumpkin beer, but maybe even those kind of like more of the like darker sangrias, but more of like with the berries and kind of more of the elements of fall. We'll just go with that. Yeah, why not? And my favorite whiskey drinks. I feel like whiskey, it can be obviously consumed year round, but I feel like whiskey really takes center stage during the autumn season. There's just something about the notes, the vanilla, the cinnamon, the oak barrel or whatever the Finnock. It's just giving fall. It's giving autumn. So that part. All right. Since it is October and October is my birthday month, I'm going to share some fun October facts with y'all. October 1st. That's Walt Disney World in Florida. It premiered in 1971. Very cool. October 2nd, that's my birthday. Obviously, the Queen. Just kidding. No joke, but Sting in 1951, Kelly Ripa in 1970, Gandhi in 1869. My fault. Old head. Groucho Marx in 1890, singer Tiffany 1971, same year as Disney World premiere, as well as our favorite Tiffany Amber Thiessen in 1974. Saved by the Bell, she was indeed. October month's birth flower is actually marigolds, which are symbolic of passion, creativity, determination, strength, and the power to find joy in the simple things. Honestly, I feel like we do that, so it makes total sense. Also, they're very commonly used in the Mexico's Day of the Dead. So for their ceremonies and such, and you see the headdresses, usually they have a lot of marigolds in there. It's a seasonal colors, so they're yellow, red, orange. The hues are beautiful, and we dig them. Cosmos are also October's flower, and they symbolize peace, harmony, order, and tranquility, which comply, with the Libra qualities. It's a match, you guys. Also, opal is October's birthstone, and historically it has been seen as a symbol of purity, hope, and truth. Yeah.
I love an opal. It's actually my favorite stone. No, I don't prefer it on my wedding ring, but anything else jewelry-wise, I do love opals.
No, I love opals too. I was just thinking about purity and related to me. I was like, I have a pretty foul mouth, so. But I do love that it's not just one color. It's like a whole bunch mixed in one. They're actually known for their rainbow hues and their shifting colors, which is a phenomenon known as play of color. So it's pretty cool. It has also been compared to galaxies, fireworks, and volcanoes. It's rather interesting. And I don't know if anyone knew this, but it's also given to celebrate the 14th wedding anniversary. So if you've been married for 14 years, sometimes they do paper, sugar, I don't know, wood. No, thank you. Let's skip to the 14th anniversary and give me some opals, because that's a worthwhile one. Not that you can't use wood, especially in these cooler months. Maybe burn some up, catch some warmth. But if we're being honest, let's get some gemstones in the mix.
All right, Britt, thanks for sharing those fun fall October facts. And now we got to celebrate you. I mean, this is your show. This is your day. And now we want to know a little bit more about Brittany. So I'm going to start off with, what is your favorite thing about getting older?
Ooh, good one, Nicole. I like that. I would say it's kind of knowing what you want more. I feel like when you're younger, you kind of don't exactly know what you're doing. You're kind of figuring it out, kind of still getting your bearings, getting your feet wet. Whereas when you get older, you kind of feel more secure. You know what you want, and you're not afraid to ask for it. That's another thing, too. I used to have the disease to please, and I'm coming away from that. I'm stepping out of that. Not that I still don't like to be friendly and hang out, have fun, and be kind. Always be kind. You never know what somebody's going through. But you definitely don't have to do it at the expense of yourself. Like, I feel like that's the thing. I was a lot more self-sacrificing to other people back then, and now I'm more self-serving.
Yeah, I think in this older age, which, I mean, we're not that old, but you figure out who you are by now and you're secure with it. And I think you care less about what people think, or just care less in general. So that's the thing I appreciate. Okay, next question. What was your best birthday celebration?
Oh, wow. I mean, there's so many. I'd like to say the 21st, but I obviously can't remember. No, I had so many great ones. Here recently, I really enjoyed 2 years ago. Matt and I went to Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, to see my friend Amanda and her husband and her kid, and it was a lot of fun. Enjoyed that fully. The year previous, we went to Nashville, Tennessee, which I enjoyed because we got real rowdy, giddy up, all that, like cowboy hats, cowboy boots, like the whole deal. So that was really fun. And of course, Project Pat is one of my favorite artists, and I know he resides in Tennessee, Memphis side, but that's okay. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. But to be honest, as far as like gatherings, it's not technically my birthday, but at my bachelorette party, it was just so much fun. I couldn't have asked for a better crew. The only thing I could have asked for is maybe a few more folks that didn't get to make it. But other than that, I had the best time. Like, could not have dreamed of a better event. Perfectly timed, perfectly placed, everything.
Yeah, Myrtle
Spectacular.
Beach. That was an awesome celebration. And it was to celebrate you, so I'll count it. Next question. What is your one fear about getting older?
Ooh, maybe just not getting to do all the stuff that I wanted to do or want to do. Just kind of, letting time slip away and just not getting all my goals reached. But other than that, I don't know. And also just having, old stuff happen to your body, like just getting older, your back starts to hurt, your knees crack every time you stand up, the hearing starts to get crappier. So I'd say more of that type of stuff, like more just aged processes to the body, to the
Mm-hmm.
old cuerpo.
Yes, I'm very fearful of just the aches and pains and then pulling your back out by just getting out of bed. And then, of course, looking in the mirror and not even recognizing who I am. That's up there with my top fears of getting old. All right. And then for the last question, what was your best birthday gift that you've ever received?
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Okay. So I don't really wear it that much anymore, but I remember it just being a standout gift. I've received so many wonderful presents, cards, wishes, everything. I mean, experiences can't be beat. We all know this, but I went with my Uncle Ron, RIP, down to like the Rockville area in Maryland. And he took me to a jewelry store, like his jewelry store, where he knew the people. He was very close with them, all that. And he let me pick out what I wanted. And so I picked out a rather large Tiffany blue, a Tiffany London cut, um, blue topaz. And I swear that had to be 16 little prongs holding up that stone. That, yeah, it's a wonderment. And I actually have a necklace that kind of matches it. I think I got that from my aunt. But yeah, that I feel like I just remember that very much being like, wow. Like, and he always said Brittany blue eyes for a Brittany blue ring. And I just thought it was super cool. So that's kind of a standout one. Although I've received so many, I don't want to discredit anything, but that was an awesome one.
No, it sounds so awesome. Then, yeah, I was kind of thinking, this past year, your 37th year, if you could go back to the beginning of it, what would you have told yourself that, would be the highlight of this year? What was there to look forward to? Just kind of recapping.
Okay, well, I guess if you're talking about recap, just play as it is. I feel like I really handled this year pretty good. Like I said, as you get a little older, you kind of understand how to deal with people, understand how to deal with yourself, the environment around you. So I feel like I would definitely just tell myself, keep up the good work. And if anything, keep working harder. You know how we've been doing this pod. We weren't sure how it was going to go, but we did the podcast convention, hit that up. Yeah, we took a break during summer because, everybody deserves a break. But we really have been pushing for what we want. We're meeting goals and just enjoying life. That's the thing. Enjoy life. We see how precious it can be. It can be taken away at any minute. So savor every moment you can. I've heard this phrase where it's like, live like you were to die tomorrow, learn like you were going to live forever. I don't necessarily know that, because if I knew I was going to die tomorrow, I ain't showing up for work. You know what I mean? I'm not counting calories, boo. But I feel like if you kind of just really dive into that whole idea of just savoring every moment and making memories, then you're doing the right thing.
I think Tim McGraw said it best with his song, Live Like You Were Dying. So great
Oh,
advice, Brittany. Speaking of the podcast and just kind of putting ourselves out there and expanding, I know everyone deserves a break for summer. Teachers get one, so we deserve one as well, especially if we're not available. But we've expanded internationally. We had a ton of listeners this past month all over the world. So shout out to them. I can't imagine what they think of the show, especially because it's more local U.S. news. So shout out to them and thanks for listening.
yes. So we really appreciate it. I mean, from the bottom of our hearts to the top of our brains, we really do appreciate all listeners, local, international, people we know in real life, people we don't know in real life. We really just got to give you guys a great big thanks. Much obliged.
Shout out. So that wraps us up for this episode. Take care, y'all.
TTFN. Ta-ta for now.